Well, good morning, everybody. I hope you're having a good day, better than mine, maybe. I have been just frustrated out of my mind for the last 4 or 5 days, uh, and I was going to make this video on Friday, but I was afraid I'd have an aneurysm or something, so I waited. Uh, so, just in this past week or so, uh, I've seen many flat earth videos about how you cannot have gas pressure without a container. It seems to have become the newest obsession of flat earthers because they think they have scientists stumped over how we can't have atmosphere without a dome. Uh, they also have, that goes along with this, is um, the atmosphere against a vacuum. Um, Somehow they think the vacuum of space is like a Hoover vacuum cleaner, and it just sucks the atmosphere right off of the Earth. Uh, so let me tell you, just on Thursday, Halloween Day, we had that guy, Sleeping Warrior, Karen B, and Dr. John D. Uh, I'm sure there are many others, but those four I saw on Thursday. You might find it interesting that Sleeping Warrior, Karen B, and Dr. John D all work for FE Core. Uh, so I find that interesting to me. Uh, I keep thinking of movies where they have news people all meeting together in a room, and the primary editor says, uh, Anthony, I want you to do a story on how gas can't be contained in a vacuum. Karen B, why don't you follow up on that story? And Dr. John D, we're going to need some scientific credibility here, so let's all just join in on this topic. And it just seems like every time you turn around, that's all you hear now is gas pressure in a container. And every single time it is carefully, succinctly, and successfully refuted. I just don't understand how there can continue to be such emphasis on an idea that's clearly proven wrong using their uh, arguments. We use their arguments, which, if you read carefully, that proves it wrong. So I have a challenge today. I'm primarily targeting Sleeping Warrior. So I have a challenge to Sleeping Warrior uh, and anybody that believes in this uh, gas in a container. Uh, and the challenge is to prove scientifically how in your enclosed system with the dome, you can have a graduated atmospheric pressure over the entire Earth. Either prove it or shut up, period. Uh, the second law of thermodynamics and Anthony Roddy's Pascal's law do talk about pressure in an enclosed system, but both of those state that the pressure is equalized so the pressure is constant throughout the container. Uh, if you don't believe me, go find a copy of it and read it. It says equalized. That is proven. It's been proven for 100 years or more, and it has to be. It's clearly stated, equalize pressure. Why is it so hard for you flat earthers to understand that? You read it, you use it, why can't you understand it? Each flat earther is quick to quote gas pressure in a container, and you can't have gas pressure next to a vacuum. So I'm just curious. I'm just curious if you can explain the graduated pressure that the atmosphere has from sea level up through the edge of the atmosphere. So my challenge is twofold. You have two things that you need to address. The first thing is a graduated pressure in the container. Should be easy for you guys. And the second thing is atmospheric pressure next to a vacuum. And the reason I'm curious about this one especially is because not only is atmospheric pressure graduated, but it's observed and it's measured. These are not theories or suppositions. It's clearly measured, clearly used. People every day climb Mount Everest, and they know that pressure is lower at the top of Mount Everest. We have Olympic athletes that come to my city to train because my city is at 7,000 feet elevation. The lower pressure helps them to build lung capacity. So believe me, it is well known that atmospheric pressure is graduated. And not only that, but weather balloons and airplanes and so forth can see that the atmosphere ends at around 62 miles, which is 100 kilometers. So at 100 or at 62 miles, the atmosphere ends. So I'm curious about your dome, which everybody has said is about 3,000 miles. So you have 62 miles to 3,000 miles where there is zero atmospheric pressure. Isn't zero atmospheric pressure a vacuum? So exactly why doesn't the atmosphere fill up that dome all the way like Pascal's law says it should? So that's my challenge to you. Both of those cases, the graduated pressure in a container, the atmosphere next to a vacuum, both of those cases violate the second law of thermodynamics and Pascal's law. So there is my challenge to you. So either put up or shut up. That's all for today. I know it's short, but I wanted to get this done.